Everyone, is your six covered. Appreciate you showing up. I figured it has been a while. Give you guys an update on what's going on. And with that said, let's have some sweet tea and enjoy the night for a little bit. We'll see what kind of craziness we get into. Have some fun. And of course, talk about the regional match that we just got finished up with this last Saturday. A lot of fun. Got a video coming out. So we'll wait, let everybody get their notifications, and then we'll get going. So far, we got big country in the house, but first, we got Wombat in first place. Yanni, killing me. In second, Joaquin, Mr. Jack Nava, Tim Rink, Drew Bradley, George Wilson, and Brian T so far. So it sounds like everybody's starting to get their notifications. Then we'll get started here. Have some fun. And before we forget, let me find the post. So if you guys are interested or looking for matches in your area and you don't want to look up Practice Score, maybe there's a match going on that's not on Practice Score, which does sometimes happen. But you have you got a couple to look for in the area if you guys are around. We got Kentucky Precision Rimfire, hosted by Ben Blevins, and he is doing a factory rifle shootout, and that is taking place on November 20th. So coming up, I'm trying to see if I'm going to be able to attend that one or not. What's cool about this one, guys, if you don't have all the crazy rifle gear and all that stuff, it is a sponsored event by Bagara, and what they're doing is you need to bring a factory rifle. So the rifle itself, not including the scope and anything else, needs to be under $1,500, but it needs to be basically a stock rifle, 22 rimfire, and go over and check out. This is called the Factory Rifle Shootout. So if you guys live local, and this is in Kentucky Precision, we'll put that up there. Help out my brother, Mr. Ben Blevins, and share the match there. So Kentucky Precision Rimfire. Another cool site you guys want to go to is Rimfire Tactical, sponsored by a gentleman by the name of Chris Clear. And this is what it looks like right now. A lot of friends on here. It is a private group, but you just got to answer a few questions. But if you guys are into the rimfire stuff, you can learn a lot. Some of the good questions on here. I guess we'll start on this first and wait for everybody to show up. Patty Dahl, what's going on? Got Stratos 27, Jason Harris, Manuel Lopez, Sean D in the house, and 80 Baja, Brian T, George Wilson. I think I got everybody so far. Welcome. One of the cool things, there was a question on here about, there was a person that had put they had used some foam from one of their cases or something to build basically a dope card. So if you guys aren't familiar with what a dope card is, basically attaches to your rifle, and then from there you can either Velcro something on. There's different ways of doing it, but you can Velcro your information or your data or your dope data on previous engagements is what dope stands for. And you can put different yardages in there. One of the things that, depending on how you're shooting and what style of shooting matches you're doing, let me see if I can find that post. Because it's kind of a good, I was going to do a video on it. And I'm like, okay, here we go. So this guy made a dope card holder, used a piece of foam from a Ruger packaging. Easy to squish between the scope and the rail. Pretty secure fit. Added some Velcro to the ends. And basically what he's doing here is he kind of has the card set up. He's got it all laminated. Let's see if I can get it like this. And this is kind of a good idea for certain style matches. Let's see if I can make it better. Come on. These work well when you're doing unknown distances. Say you got a match, kind of like some of the team sniper matches that we shoot. you don't know what the distances are going to be. Basically, they're blind stages, as we call them. And you show up. It says you range it. It says 207 yards. And instead of trying to like scroll through your Kestrel, get to 207, you kind of do, with at least with center fire stuff, we do it in 25 yard increments. And I got one right here, which is this one was for the Snipers Unknown Challenge. This was my data and Dick Hedges' data. And we used it on armbands. So you kind of had 2 pages, and depending on what armband you had, it worked well. The problem with this is I think what this guy was trying to do was do more for more of a PRS NRL style shooting match. And you're really not going to want to do that for that style match because, first off, the stages aren't blind. You already know they'll give you a course of fire booklet, or a sheet of paper with some stuff on it, hopefully. And you'll be able to this was the rainy match in Kettlefoot. It's they handed us this one. This is the one from regional that I just shot. And so you got a course description, and you already know the distances, so you can kind of go in. And you'll see that in the morning, I'll basically spin up all the distances. I'll take direction of fire and all that stuff, and I'll put it into effect. And at this regional match, the direction of fire was all in the same direction. So it's pretty simple. I basically put in all the inputs from 0 yardage to, I think the farthest one was out to 304 yards. I think was the farthest one, which just happened to be our first stage, which sucked. No, actually, yeah, it was our first stage. So the ELR stuff we ended up starting off was our first stage. So gotta love that. Anyways, you can put all the information on here, and then you can have cards either with I wouldn't say use dry erase because you can accidentally smudge it and won't be able to see it when you need to. But some type of grease pencil, some type of Sharpie that you can, and this is a permanent, you can use permanent markers and then, use alcohol wipes to clean it off. That way you don't have to worry about your stuff either from rain, from accidentally bumping into it, erase. And now you're screwed because you don't have any data. So the concept for the guy, I think he was just he wasn't understanding what we're actually doing out in the field. But the card that he did have, I think I showed it already. Yeah, I showed it. Is a good idea if you're going to do some type of match where it's unknown distances kind of stuff. That's where that would come into effect. I would say if you're going to do something like that for unknown distances, you might want to go to an armband because you can put more information into it, and then instead of having a whole bunch of crap hanging off your rifle. And I don't know where my armband is. It's somewhere in this mess. But so I would use more of write down what the actual distances are going to be, especially with 22 rimfire. They are going to be super important that you are not off by what I would use for center fire, 25 yards. 25 yards, hell, 5 yards at certain distances, shooting with a rimfire is completely, you can be way off. So we don't want to do that. We got Kentucky Precision out there. What is going on? I see you're still hanging with your Yeti. Yeah, that's right, buddy. Got the Yeti. Let's see here. Let me catch up. See who else has joined. Jason Harris. Stratos 27. Well, we got Cowpokey out there. What's up? Papa's Place, Mr. Les. Mr. Les sent me an email talking about the Vortex match, and that has been filled up. Actually went on there, sent a couple emails or a couple texts to a couple buddies of mine seeing if they wanted to shoot it, and it's already filled up. So maybe some other time. We got Johnny Watt out there. That's the same shirt he wore on the way to the match. Yes, it was actually. Let's see. We got We got MXJ23 out there. Welcome. Ryan Berg, what's the story with that shirt you're wearing? What's with the nipple buttons? Actually, my nipples are right here. Michael Muzzy's in the house. Welcome, Tyler. Lance Hawley. Let's see. Oh, that's Ben. Ben, I promoted your match coming up. Chris Estes making me some quesadillas. Skunk Apes out there. Need a free hat, Rick. Let's see. Abigail. Welcome, Abigail. Brian T. J Bird's out there. So, the match. We're going to talk about the PRS Rimfire 2021 Atlantic Regional match. So, what's kind of cool, let's see if I can get into it really quick. Let's see here. Is PRS, or Precision Rimfire, our rifle series, basically has a rimfire. And what they do is if you go onto the site, you can see what everybody's scored. And it's kind of neat because it'll talk about the shooter. It'll show what gear they're running and what their placement is. So I believe I think 12th. I think I took a picture of it. I know that Mr. Willard, because he texted me today, is thinking about going to the match. He's ranked 23rd in Atlantic. So he's got 326 points. It's pretty damn awesome. Not too shabby, my man. And let's see if I took a picture. I don't know if I did. Oh, maybe I did. Yeah, I'm 12th. I'm 12th in the Precision Rifle Series, the Rimfire Series standings for Atlantic Coast. I am 12th. Josh Thomas is 13th. So let's see here. So a lot of these people, unfortunately, I wish they all would. The top, like 40 people would actually show up to Texas. But I know it costs money, hotel rooms, car rentals, or if you're driving, fuel sucks right now. It's super expensive. But I know Ben Blevins, I believe, is still going to be out there. There's quite a few of us. So Big Country's one of them. What's up, Bald and Curious? Vanessa Kitty. KK is out there. Kyle Roberts. I appreciate it, Kyle. He's from Texas, so we'll actually be headed to Kyle Roberts' area coming up in the beginning of December. We're getting close, actually. At the beginning of, I said December. Let me find the right month here. Yeah, so Saturday the 4th and 5th are nationals. So nationals will be held in Texas. I'll be flying out Friday, which hopefully I'm there early enough I can get a 0. If not, it's going to suck because that's quite a bit of distance. So we'll see what happens. But we got Big Country going out there that I know of, his son, myself, Ben Blevins, Chris Beck. So quite a few people that are actually, fans of the channel. And a couple of them are out there right now. If there's any more of you guys shooting in nationals, let me know. But the Atlantic Regional was at Kettlefoot, a nice gun club. And we were fortunate enough that we weren't in the 22 rimfire section. They moved us down to the rifle area, or a different bay that I've never shot at before. I shot at Kettlefoot a couple times. And the two times that I was there, it was in a certain section, and they had, you'll see in the video coming up that I'll release tonight. But it's a nice covered area with concrete benches and stuff. But they did have some other obstacles that were off past the benches, which was kind of nice. Some different style rocks and tires, tank traps, and some pipes to shoot off of. So that was pretty cool. Closest distance. The closest distance. So first stage, we'll just do it this way. Stage 5 was Pepe and his pals. This was possible 10 points. I got 5. So first stage, it was the ELR one. The closest target was 212 yards, and the farthest target was 304. Dialing dope out to 304 at the time was 13.2, and the shortest target was 7.4, basically. But you had 5 targets to shoot at, and it was 2 rounds each. And I don't know if it was because it was cold, but my first stage I ran slow. I know everybody has like the jitters. You know, some people say like the first stage jitters or whatever. And I think as you start shooting more matches, less jitters and more just getting to be cool as a pickle or a cucumber. Cool as a cucumber, but still working on that. I know Chris Simmons was in our squad, and you know, the more times you shoot, the more matches you shoot. I'm sure it gets a little bit easier and makes it a little bit nicer. So that was kind of how we started off. So we're starting off right away. It was the temperatures. I didn't write the temps down. It was pretty chilly. We had jackets on. It didn't rain though, so that was a major bonus. Problem is when it doesn't rain, we usually get a lot of wind, and we did have some wind. Now, the way it was set up is basically most of the 10 stages were under a covered area, and there was it was broken up into a couple different ranges per se, but under the same canopy. And just between the shooter that shot before you, whatever you shot, and the person that shot after you, you could have a massive difference in wind. There was one stage, I can't remember which one it was, but there was like a layer of air. And you could see leaves falling from the lower sections of the trees, you know, from left to right or right to left. And there was one stage, hopefully some of the guys that were shooting it will show up. But there was one point where all this was kind of like normal wind, and then you had leaves at like a certain elevation where the leaves were kind of like floating up and away. And it's like, wow, that's kind of trippy. So I haven't seen that before, but that was kind of what you'll hear me say in the video is that's the reason why it's nice to have some type of binoculars, a spotting scope, being able to see where most of the impacts are on the target. You know, if all these people before you had shot and it's most of it, say, is on the right side or the left side, there was a lot of switchy wind, but it'll at least give you the idea of some information and data that you may want to utilize when you're shooting. You're like, man, a lot of the shots are hitting this side of, or this portion of the target. There must be some wind, or in that little area, there might be something that we're not seeing at the down where we're shooting from. The other thing was that, you know, wind flags that you had on tripods, 1 second it'd be pointed this way, the next second it'd be pointed this way. So some of the things we try to do, and unfortunately I'm not very good at it, is being conscious enough, or kind of being able to recognize the wind on your face. You know, you may feel it on this side, you get up to shoot, or maybe now it's completely changed and now you're feeling the wind hitting you from, say, you know, your right side or whatever. Being able to go, you know what, okay, we do have some wind, it's changed, and maybe I need to hold less, maybe I need to hold completely off the plate or target. So those are little things that can definitely help. And unfortunately, being I can't think of the word, aware of what's going on is basically what you're looking for. What time are you landing? We're supposed to be in Houston around 11. I don't know, Ben. I'll have to look on my thing. I think it's in the morning because I leave pretty damn early here, and then we gain a couple hours, I think, there. So it should be in the morning. Let's see here. Robert Warren's out there. 6.5 shooter. Registered for my first 22 LR match today. I don't have any bags. Can you suggest one to get? Those things are expensive. 6.5 shooter, I would say, honestly, depending on how big, how many people you're shooting with in your squad, you're probably going to have an assortment. They're going to have an assortment of stuff that you can probably 99% someone's going to let you try something. I have two favorites. I have what is considered a tater tot, and then also a game changer. So Armageddon and Wee Bad. This is the Wee Bad fortune cookie. This is made with standard fill. This one I don't really use much anymore. I carry this one more like on a ruck match. It's they're great bags. I would say stick with the canvas ones. The canvas ones seem to work good, are a little bit better. But if you have the ability, because they are expensive, maybe just borrow stuff for your first match. Figure out what you like. That would be my best answer. The people there, I can almost guarantee you will let you borrow a bag. Or maybe the match director might have an extra bag in his car you can borrow. But the people are 99.999% very cool. They're gonna let you borrow whatever you need, especially if you just tell them it's your first match. Don't go out and buy a bunch of crap because one, you may not like it. Two, it's expensive and it might be a waste of your money. So you might buy something and go, "Oh, this thing sucks." But my two would be the fortune cook, or not the fortune cookie, the tater tot, and which is by Wee Bad, WEIBAD. There's the Wee Bad. There you go. You can look under that. You can find some really nice bags there to look at, and then also the Game Changer by Armageddon Gear. And the schmedium size is the one I prefer. A lot of people like the schmedium. Some people like the smaller one, and some people like the bigger one, but it's right in the middle, which kind of works for everything. So I would say stick with one of those two, or at least try them out. Abigail's back. Is Chris Simmons the one guy who needs a bipod mounted on his rifle in order to shoot straight? No, Chris Simmons can shoot straight. He actually shot this match. He got sixth place. He had a couple horrible stages like the rest of us did. I got a 4 and I got 2 4s on here. So I ended up in 8th place. If you guys are interested or care, there was 43 shooters, so 8th place wasn't bad. Felt like I did pretty decent. And when you drop a few points, guys, like I did on, this was bad. Let's see, where's it at? So a possible 12. We'll talk about stage 7. It's called Move It, Move It. There's 2 distances. You had a moving target at 158 yards, and then you had a circle target at 135. So it was about that big at 135. So it was pretty gracious target. I don't even remember what the hell was moving at 158, but there was some target moving at 158 yards. That was the mover. So you needed to shoot the mover 3 times, and then you would transition over to the one circle target and hit that, and then go back to the mover. So according to my Kestrel, it said I needed, and this is going to depend a lot on your ammunition. So the ammunition that I'm shooting is 1120. The old stuff that I used to shoot was 1086. This is feet per second. And it was usually always 1.5 mil. So now I have a faster bullet, right? And it's still showing. So say we have wind coming from my left to my right. And depending on if you're going on the target here, let's say that, this is calling for 0.5 mil. We'll just keep it simple because we're going to need it. I'm going to need it. So as you're holding on this side, depending on which way the target's moving, because it goes back and forth on a track like this. Anyways, one side, depending on which way you're going, you needed to hold more. And then the other side, you needed to minus basically the wind out of it and add it to the one side, if that makes sense. So it gets confusing. So I was trying to do my best, and I wasn't even thinking of wind at the time. I'm going to keep it real because that's what I do. I don't know. I don't even remember if it was windy or not at this point because it'd be windy, it'd be swirly, and then there'd be no wind for a minute. So it depended on who was shooting. Within minutes, it's like changing. And I'm shooting these targets that are moving. Wait, I'm shooting at these targets that are moving, and I'm not hitting crap. I am not hitting shit. So basically, I had 3 misses. I go down, I hit the one that's not moving. I go back up. I think I hit 1 out of the 3, and then I got to go back down, shoot the other target, and then I come back up. So I got a total of 4 points. I hit the mover 1 time, and then I got the 3 static targets that's just sitting out there that was pretty much a gimme target. So I got a 4 on that one out of 12. I dropped 8 points. 8 points. I haven't even looked at the score if 8 points would have even done anything, but Barney went right before me, and he cleaned that. No, I think he got 11, actually. I got up there, couldn't hit crap, so I was like, damn it. But, yeah, I held 1.5 mils, and it ended up being too much. So the Kestrel is basically there to give you an idea, and then depending on how wide the target is, if it's gracious and wide long this way, you shoot at it when it's supposed to be here, and you're still going to catch it a little bit, and that's an impact. But if you got, and I don't even remember what the target was, but it's way easier to hit a target that's shaped this way than it is this way. Let's just call it this, than this compared to that. As long as your elevation's on, or you got the right doping. So 8 points on that one, just gave them away like nobody's business. So that is a huge kick in the sack because you basically know that you are not going to be placing high. And that happened to Chris as well. He had a stage. I don't remember what stage it was. I had asked the RO, I'm like, how many points did Chris get? And he said 1. I go, yeah, right. And I walked off. I figured he just didn't want to tell me. And unfortunately, I don't know what happened, but he did have one. He did have one stage where he dropped a lot of points. And he's like, man, I'm already out of it. And that's unfortunate because Donald Traub, which ended up coming in first and in the region as well, man, he shot lights out. I think he only missed 9 that whole day. And that is amazing. So, especially in that wind we had. Let's see here. Big country. Rick, are you going out there Thursday or Friday? No, I'm flying Allegiant, and unfortunately, they only fly Friday, and then I have to fly home Monday. I would have loved to have left Thursday. I should have just stayed with Southwest, but I didn't. Yeah, so no, I'm flying out Friday. It's going to suck because it's basically fly out Friday, and then I'm flying home Monday morning, so it's almost like straight there, shoot, straight home, which sucks. Let's take bets on Rittenhouse. I say not G, and the prosecutor gets locked up for being an asshole. There you go. Not guilty. Let's see. Rick. When was constantly, there you go, MXJ23. When was constantly changing, I couldn't figure it out. Yeah, it was tough. It was a lot of fun. It was a lot of fun, but man, you'd have one guy, he'd be holding like a mil and a half, and then 2 shooters later, it was like nothing or 2/10. I mean, it was pretty weird. It was quite shifty too. Let's see. Yeah, so MXJ23 shot that match. Let's see. Oh, Pursuit of Accuracy shot that match. Hey, everyone, I'm here but working, so we'll be mostly listening. See, the one thing about gear is that everyone's setup is dependent on their personal preference and usage. Yeah. Let's see. Oh, Pursuit of Action says, great job, Rick. For clarification, I sucked at shooting in the wind. The Voodoo ran flawlessly all match. Oh, I will tell you. Well said, Josh. I did have one hiccup with the Voodoo. You'll see it on. I don't remember what stage it was. I don't know if I short stroked it or what, but a bullet, a full bullet, ended up on the left side of the bolt. So I knew I had something because I could feel it as I was trying to close the bolt. No big deal. I dropped the mag. I was figuring whatever the hell was in there is going to fall out. And then I think I switched mags. You'll see it on the video. I go to close it again. The guy says the bullet's still in there. I'm like, oh, shit. So I kind of just peeked over, and sure as heck, it was sitting on the left. I just shook it real quick. It popped out, threw the mag in, and then kept on going. I had no real issues. I even had plenty of time on that stage to recoup from that little hiccup. And the rifle is running extremely well. I have not had any issues with it. Now, I had that issue with it, but I haven't had issues like I was having with that thing over there. Let's just call it a 360-ish thing. So I'm not bashing anybody, but I feel so much more confident knowing that my gear is working correctly. And that has been a huge help. Since switching to that rifle, I've shot at 2 matches. I've got a 3rd and an 8th. So pretty good. Pretty damn good. So I'm trying to think. Yeah, see, like that's a 15th, a 19th, a 22, a 27, a 15 to 23. And then you can tell that's that window where I'm shooting that certain 360. Before that, I was on the 90 degree, which is the one Josh has. I have an 8th, 14th, 3rd, 6th, 10th. You know, so I was doing really good with that certain rifle. So it's unfortunately the thing. Even if it was working good, I wouldn't feel confident, at least as of right now, utilizing it. So it's always really good to understand and feel good and confident about your gear. Let's see here. Oh, Mr. Otter. What's up, Mr. Otter? Great to see you. Great to see you. And at the same day, also X posted him. What the heck is happening over there? Love you both, but it's getting a bit strange when following you guys for some time. Still friends? Yeah, we're still friends. And we actually just got back from cruising around a little bit ago. Let's see here. Appreciate it, Joaquin. Yeah, I was happy. Top 8 out of it was 40. It was either 44 or 43 shooters. I wrote down 43 just because. Thanks, Patty. Just because I couldn't remember if it was 43 or 44. Let's see here. Looks like a clear case of self-defense. Jury is biased, given the fact that it's been national news for some time. Yeah, that case I can't. That thing better go well. And if it does go well, it's not going to go well. Don't want to get into it too much on tonight's chat, but I don't know. I've been hearing some grumblings. If he is not guilty, people are going to do stupid stuff. And it's those same stupid people that did all the other same stupid stuff. So we know what they do. Let's see. Dial your wind so you don't have to worry about it. Tyler Worth, I did on one stage. I had held, I think I had dialed 1 mil in actually. And because it was pretty much blowing the same way. So I did dial on one stage. I have no idea what it was. I think it was one of the longer ones, but I don't remember which one. Kettlefoot, it was What the hell was it? Oh, it was in April 18th of this last year. They did a thing that was exactly like this. The yardage is what I assume would be different, but you had to shoot from Mercury. You basically shot all the 9 planets, including the moon. So you can see 28 yards, and Venus and the Earth and the moon had 2 targets on it. Basically, it was a double target. One was smaller than the other, the Earth and the moon, obviously. And then Mars, Jupiter, so on and so on. And that was our last stage of the day. So 28 yards out to 289. Yeah, 289. So that was a cool one. But they were kind of painted as they were. This was the last stage, so it had been hammered all day. But they do a lot of cool stuff there where if you got a skunk, there was one target that had rabbits and groundhogs and squirrels and what else? Prairie dogs and stuff. They're actually kind of painted, and they were matched. They kind of matched the background, and that made it a little bit tougher to find them. So that was kind of cool. Let's see here. Dire wind, so you don't have to worry about it. Oh, you're talking about for the mover. No, I don't like dialing wind for that because I like shooting it both ways, especially if it's some weird position or you got to move a couple times. I don't want to run out of time. So I'll just hold. I should have held a mil and not a mil and a half. So if I'd have held a mil, I could run it on both sides of the center of the reticle. That's how I do it. Abigail, yeah. Patty, oh yeah, she's from Florida. Actually, her son lives down in Florida. Did you shoot the Voodoo or the CZ this weekend? He shot the Voodoo. It did well. He just had the same problem the rest of us had, and that was trying to figure out what we thought the wind call would be. Let's see here. What's up, Mr. Daniel? God is my judge. Hopefully you're doing well, amigo. Guest is not reading the comments. Otter, what did you put? Hey, Mr. J. Is that what you got? I answered the other one if we're still friends, Dill. Paid extra a few weeks ago. My hand at the moving target. I paid extra a few weeks ago. My hand at the moving target rig, side to side. I stopped at 5 rounds. I missed the target all 5 times. LOL. Cut my losses while I'm ahead at $4 per round. Yeah, that gets expensive. We fly out Thursday and back home Monday. Nice, big country. Yeah, if you guys, we're all staying in the same hotel. It sounds like Chris Beck, Big Country, and his son. I think Chris Simmons maybe is going to that one as well. And there was one other person that's going to that hotel. Jason Fisher's out there, says, what's up, big guy? I hope I'm not late. 10% for the big guy. Appreciate you showing up. Let's see here. Yeah, it's going to be fun. So it'll be a party time. Oh, Barney's going, and Chris Simmons. I think they're staying at that hotel. Hit the thumbs up, Joaquin says. Yeah, if you guys don't mind, hit the thumbs up button. What's up, Mr. Wow Guy? Rick, did you do all the filming of Ray's video he put out today? No, I did not do that. I was actually shooting that match. Nick is the guy's name that Microtech hired, and really nice guy. And him and his team do a good job of editing and all that stuff. That's the first time I've seen it, actually. If you don't work bait fast enough, it will not eject shell properly. Oh, bolt. Sorry. Yeah, and I think that's what I did. I think I was thinking of what I'm going to dial, and I just kind of pulled it back slow. With those rim X's, man, you want to just Zermatt arms, just rack that some bitch out of there and let it shoot. I had to eject 2 eject issues with my 360 Saturday, 200 rounds, both times empty casing, backward on the left side of the bolt, drop mag, and back to shooting. Yeah, I'm trying to figure out. Mine was just basically picking up. If I had it into a barricade pretty good, I think some of the times it was just the bullet would nose in, basically kind of the bottom, right below the chamber. Let's see. I heard Voodoo fixed Womfat's 360 issue by altering the bolt lug. I did see that. I did see that video. Wow, guy. If you guys haven't seen that, Womfat, which is different than Wombat on here, did a video, and basically they cut it so you can bring the bolt back more, so the ejector. Would it be the ejector? Yeah, the ejector extractor. No, ejector. So the bolt could come back far enough so it actually knocked the round out. And it's not much. It's like probably that much is what it looked like on the video. So that could be a fix. My problem isn't it ejecting though. It's feeding. So that issue that they solved still doesn't fix my problem. Let's see. You just had to say, love both these guys, but seems strange on both channels not liking it. Be fair or be square. Oh no, we're just trying to make videos when we can, my man. Let's see. Sean D. Had no ejection issues with my Bergara B14R for 800 rounds. Broke my bolt and got a new bolt. Now I have ejection issues. Sean D. I don't know if you're the one. Did you go to that match? There was a gentleman. Can't remember his name now. So many people you meet. He actually on his Bergara, he broke the handle right off. He actually finished the match. How did he do it? I think he said he taped it on. He taped the bolt on. Yeah, I want to say he taped the bolt on somehow, and it worked long enough to finish the match out, which is just freaking crazy to me. I've heard this before. So I don't know how many times maybe you guys have had a Bergara that you've broken the bolt handle on, which just sounds freaking crazy to me, but it is a thing. This happens. And the guy I talked to Saturday, it had happened to. So, and I don't know if Sean D was the one. I don't know if Sean D was the one at the match or not. I'll have to look down in the comments, but it's either the same guy, which is another case I've heard, or now we have 2 more cases of that happening. But let's see, Michael Muzzy. What does this say here? DW said, nice job on the Sniper High video. You look more relaxed. Got run, as DW said. Yeah, it was especially the part where the match is done for the day. It always like drops the kind of like an adrenaline dump. You know, like no more adrenaline. Let's see. Abigail, of course, always hits the thumbs up button. She is awesome. Hopefully you guys are awesome as well. Let's see. Glad the Rimex did well, Rick. After the B14 bolt handle broke on the second shot of the match, I couldn't get my head in the game. Oh, so it was, yeah, okay. So this was the gentleman I had talked to. Second shot of the match, guys. That's like 98 more rounds to go. It was actually 100 and can't remember what the count was. It was more than 100. Oh, it was 101 actually. So he had, man, that is not good. Got a face with the name now. Yeah, see, that's the thing. What's his name? I want to say it right. Andrew came out there. He's a fellow channel watcher, and he actually just had a good time watching everybody shoot. So he lived fairly, actually, I don't know if it was fairly close. It was probably a few hours away, and he made it out to watch the regionals, and it was nice to catch up. Let's see. Check your tensioner on your ejector if the spring is shot. So here's some good information. Eddie Flores says, check your tensioner on the ejector. If the spring is shot, it won't fully eject out of action. Having to replace mine on my Rimex after about 5,000 rounds. Yeah, I need to actually get a hold of those guys and kind of order a whole nother kit just in case. Because if something goes down, I guess Big Country's got a couple of Rimexes. Maybe he's got something, but maybe I can get some parts extractor or something before the match, just in case, because you can swap those out real quick and get them back up and running. Ejector stick farther through the bolt. Correct, Cowpokey, on that one video. Yeah. Let's the slide. There's a cut in that bolt, so it can actually come back a hair farther. I'd probably say like a 30-second, something like that. One of the better shooters had 6 ejection issues with the 360 on one stage this Saturday. Yee. Yeah, and this is all of them, guys. Don't think that one's better than the other. Honestly, it's not. You either got a good one or you got a bad one. I've had great Voodoos in the past. The one that's on the wall sucks ass. Rimexes, if you bought the original ones with the old extractor in them, it's made of that more bronzy color material. If you look at yours and it's got that more of a bronzy color than it is more of a stainless look, that is supposedly one of the older style ones. So you might want to get one of those upgraded so you won't have an issue. And all the other ones. I mean, you got the Bagara. It has possible bolt breakage issues. You know, the CZ has always been it's like a Toyota. It keeps speeding. But there's issues with everything. So I haven't had my 360 since that video came out, so I can look at it. But I'll be home Friday. Good to meet you too, Josh. Looks like I'm going to have to break out the CZ MTR out for the next match. Not me at that match, just another Bagara broken bolt. Oh, okay. Yeah, it ended up being the other gentleman. So there you go. There you go. That's two bolts. And I'm not saying don't buy a Bagara because they're great rifles. But it sounds like there's an issue with something going on with those things. Yeah, so MXJ23 and Sean D have had some issues with those. Yeah, that factory. You guys need to go to that Kentucky factory rifle match. That's the one Ben's holding in Kentucky. I won't make that one, but looking for another PRS match to go to soon. Let's see. So, Rick, about Ray's last video, I want to know if you had boobs, would Tony let you hold the mic and not take it away from you? No, here's the issue. Usually, if you guys have seen the other videos of Memorial 3 Gun where I'm doing the microphone for a few of the stages, what the video guys, Nick, is having to do is I'm not getting it close enough to their face. And what it's all the background noise. So basically when I'm talking, you know, blah, 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 they have to turn all that up. So the volume is the same when they're talking because I didn't have the microphone close enough, which in turn makes all the background noise come up. So what is going on is I'm basically trying to give them the microphone so they can put it like this so that now it's evenly, he doesn't have to edit as much stuff. So hopefully that helps. Kentucky Precision would love to. Got to see if I can make it at work. Let's see. Knowing the money you guys spent in reloading the 30 cal, get your butt there again. Darn Josh will take care of the 22. I've been loving the 22 rimfire stuff. But I'm going to try to do some more PRS centerfire matches this next year coming up. Didn't really get a chance to even shoot any. Besides like this team snipery stuff that we did last couple matches, but like the Wyoming one and then the ones in South Carolina. So I'm gonna try to do some more. I'm not gonna say I'm gonna do it, but I got Skittles built just for PRS, and Skittles needs to get his ass out there and shoot some PRS. So that's the plan, anyways. The plan is to shoot some more centerfire PRS matches. So we shall see what happens. But I will say that entry fees, ammo costs, all that stuff is so much better when it comes to 22 rimfire. I mean, if you go to a 2-day match for PRS, you know, it's like $300 or so, depending on if it's a 2-day, a 1-day. Stuff gets expensive. So, watch the news. Wisconsin National Guard put on standby for verdict. Oh, geez. Oh, DW's getting tired. I did 2 3-gun matches. I don't know if I put much video out on it. There was some that we put out on the Microtech one videos and all that stuff. If you guys haven't had a chance, X-Ring's going to be doing a giveaway of a trigger if you guys haven't seen that video yet. So go over and check out his video and get yourself, put some comment in there, and get yourself entered to possibly win a TriggerTech AR trigger. I don't remember which one it is. It might be the same one as this. I have the AR-15 adaptable. Haven't been sitting in a box. 6 rudders. 6 rudders. He got his build, guys. Give him a shout out. He got his $350 off of RimX Action by Zermatt. So hopefully he starts to save up some money and get that rifle built before the coupon expires. See, Sean D's building a 6 Creedmoor PRS rifle now for my first PRS sometime in 2022. Awesome, man. Hope to see you out there. I have no idea what matches I want to be shooting this year, but I am definitely thinking about doing some matches. Now, here's a question that you guys ask yourself this. What is more difficult? Because I'm kind of torn on this one. Me and Ray were talking, which I think the whole thing started with Josh asking X-Ring, what's more difficult? PRS or NRL X 22 rimfire shooting, like when it's to distance, or is it PRS NRL centerfire? What do you guys think is tougher? Now, I know probably not everybody's going to say the same thing. I'm kind of on the fence for some reasons because you got to do a lot more dialing with the 22. But you also don't have to go as far. So in one concept, your bullet's hauling ass, and you don't have to dial as much wind or as much elevation because you're not shooting off this little 40 grain bullet that's flying into the atmosphere and basically coming in like this, depending on how far away you're shooting it. But you have a lot more possibilities of all these different crosswinds, different canyons, and different ways the wind's blowing around stuff or over objects and all that to put in. So something to think about. I don't think there really is an answer because it's an opinion, but I would say that's something to think about because we do dial out like we're shooting miles almost, compared to like shooting, 6 Creedmoor, right? If I dialed in 28 mils for a 6 Creedmoor, wish I had my Kestrel here. It's upstairs. I wonder what the distance would be, but kind of in the aspect of that. So don't get me wrong, Rick. I love you and Ray's videos. I just like you guys. Back to the 6.5. Yeah, DW, my last match was just the other day. Whatever month that was. Let's see. Snipers Unknown. That was 10/22. And I shot 6.5 Creedmoor. And it was the Tika. And it shot great. But I think I wish I would have shot the 6 Creedmoor. It would have been heavier to carry and ruck around. But at the end of the day, it wasn't like we were doing that one match in Wyoming where you had to like run with your stuff. So it would have been okay. There was a lot of PRS style rifles there. And I think I should have took Skittles to that Snipers Unknown match. Center fire is easier to make corrections on, I think, due to the big splash versus rim fire. I got nothing. Yeah, being able to spot your shot. That's another thing, too, is you got guys shooting like 22 Creed and some of these, some of these different calipers. And some of them, there's not enough bullet mass to make a splash or a dust or anything, or, not as much dust. So you're not getting as much signature off a miss or even on a target. And a lot of times if you're shooting something that really doesn't have any ass to it, even the ROs are having, can have an issue trying to spot a hit that was a hit. All right, gents, conference call time. Have a good one. Let's see. How long have we been talking for? Yeah, we'll kill this in an hour. But I do have a video. I'm probably going to put it up. And this may be for you guys, especially if you're a new shooter. I would say that you'll probably get more out of this than the people that have been shooting this style matches for a long time. I put everything in there. I shot every stage, so you guys will get a chance to see me hit and miss and what every stage basically looked like. So I'm hoping that helps the newer shooters. And it's like 23 minutes long. So it is in one aspect, there's really not much interaction with you. It's just more video footage of shooting. So that it is what it is. I'm giving you a heads up now, but hopefully you guys enjoy that video. At least go over there, click it, show some support, even hit the thumbs up button on the video if you could. Trying to get to 10,000 subscribers before Josh hits 10,000 subscribers. It's only taken me 8 years to almost get to 10,000, but I would appreciate it if you guys would show some support by just hitting that thumbs up, and for some reason the algorithms, it helps show up and pop up on other people's things to see videos. So other than that, you guys got any questions before I decide to get out of here? I'll give you guys a minute here for the lag, because I am almost out of tea, and that's gonna be treacherous. I don't know if I'll be able to do it. Mr. Poof, keep up the great stuff. Oh, pursuit of accuracy, I think. Let's see. All right. With that said, let's see. The algorithm keeps putting up your tarp tent. Yeah, that is the dumbest video. One of the oldest, dumbest videos I ever made. Yeah, that damn tarp video. Well, the problem is it has a lot of views, and it has I think quite a few likes on there, so it pops up. Unfortunately, it's I don't know. Definitely not one of my best videos, but it is what it is. That video is always on my homepage. I hate that video. I leave it up there because it's got so many views, but it's dumb. save yourself 5 minutes or whatever long it is. And it actually works, though, unfortunately. If you want a tarp tent that is low to the ground, that keeps the heat in, and there's no way, it's got basically walls. You basically have a full, complete wall made out of a tarp. It's pretty cool. Problem is you can't stand up in it, and getting dressed in it's a pain in the ass because it's pretty tight. But you can multiply it by making it a lot bigger and building the same thing, and you can actually have one that you can actually have some room in. Do you shoot your hand loads for 6 Creedmoor or just use factory ammo? Sean D, I always load reloads for the 6.5 and the 6 Creedmoor. Otter has an issue with his 308 seating bullets. Okay, let me see here. No, DW, not getting tired of the 22, but my darn old 308 seating bullets. Have to go about the 95 thousandths out to get stuff. 95 thousandths out to get my stuff in the magazine. Yeah, I don't know, guys. I don't see how that's a question. Folks, it's time to go to work. Have a good week. Be safe. You guys, we will be in Nashville Friday for the New York. It's called the Knicks, basically knife show, but it's New York something. It's basically a knife show since the coronavirus shit's in New York all crazy. They're going to Nashville, and we'll be out there this weekend. Yeah, this weekend for that. And we are not working, actually. We've been busting our butt, getting everything ready for the knife show. But we're actually just going there to check it out. Ray and I. All right, your tarp video looked like a fancy hotel compared to a bug net for 30 days while deployed. Yeah, cowpokey. See, you could have built that whole thing with a tarp, my man. You don't have to worry about bugs crawling in, snakes, none of that stuff because it's got walls and everything on it. 6 Creator says, what the hell? I keep getting the bury your rifle videos. Yeah, man, I tell you what, they do not understand the concept of not having all your eggs in one basket. I did a video called Bury Your Guns. This was when the ATF, I was still living in California, and I think it was the brace or something. The first time that the braces were like, no, they're illegal, which was, quite a few years ago now. And it's like, oh my God. It's like, might as well just bury all the shit. Anyways, I did a video, and the guy's like, oh my God, as soon as, if you're burying stuff when, that's like, this is when you need to have them the most. And the people, I guess, just think that you're only allowed to have one gun or something. But I'm like, no, I got extras. Let's see. I had a piece of cardboard from my bed, bug net for cover. There you go, cowpokey. You know what? That'll make you tough. Let's see. I watched Corporal's Corner to learn how to build a shelter. I mean, my videos are kind of dumb, so I get it. Abigail. I did not know Abigail even had videos. I'll have to go check them out. All right. Anyways, hopefully you guys had an awesome night, and hopefully maybe you guys learned something from it. I don't know. But we did talk about 22 rimfire stuff, DW, and those of you guys that want us to start shooting center fire again, we will. It's just kind of a seasonal thing. And we're at the end of the season for 22, which will be cool because then Nationals finish that up, see how good or bad I do, and see what matches come up for the great year of 2022. So let's see if I can beat 21. I think I'm at 22 or 23 matches now for the year. So that's pretty good for me. That's really good. That's the most matches I've ever shot in a year. And a lot of that has to do with, unfortunately, the single life of being able to do whatever the hell you want. But it's cool. I'm glad I put all the matches up on a little Walmart little hobby area in the back. Has those little flags. And it's kind of cool to reminisce on some of the old matches. So, guys, stay safe, and we'll see how this whole guilty verdict or not guilty verdict plays out, and hopefully for the greater good of mankind, you should be able to protect yourself when someone's trying to kill you with a skateboard or a gun. So, you guys have a wonderful night. Stay safe, and if for some reason it is the verdict that most of you guys want to hear, which is not guilty, we're going to see some crap going on in the street, so stay extra safe. Maybe bring an extra couple mags with you, and if you're in a heavily populated city. And you guys have an amazing, safe night. And we'll see you on the next video. And if you guys get bored because you're not tired yet, maybe you're on the West Coast, I'm probably going to be releasing that video of the match. So you guys will see that in concert, basically. Got to see this ugly mug, and now you get to see the match footage video. And that's it. Get your ass to bed, everybody.